By the time he turned pro, the Kings had already claimed their thrones. Leonard, Hearns, Duran, Benitez, Hagler had carved their names into boxing's Mount Olympus, their faces on magazine covers, cashing million-dollar checks, starring in their own rivalries. Out of Jamaica came McCallum, stepping into the party after the music was already playing. They called him the Body Snatcher, a man who could strip ribs bare with a single left hook. But it wasn't bodies he needed to snatch. It was time. Every win was a plea for attention. Every knockout a message to the Kings. Notice me before you're gone. Fight me before the music stops. He wasn't just fighting men in front of him. He was fighting time. And time never loses. Mike McCallum's listed date of birth is December 7th, 1956. The whispers around the gym suggest he might be 3 years older. In Jamaica, though, the calendar didn't make a fighter. The fire in your belly did. The island's pride was in sprinting, soccer, and cricket before the sweet science. McCallum's father, a devoted fight fan, would sit with young Mike and catch the bouts on the radio. Their living room turned into a ringside seat. Still, admiration from a distance was as far as the old man wanted his boy to go. Boxers are bums, he told him. His mother agreed. In their eyes, the gym was no place for a boy with a future. But futures don't always come gift-wrapped. At 17, McCallum's life changed when a street fight with an older cousin turned into a spectacle. A crowd gathered, egging them on. By chance, or fate, Errol Corinthian, a local boxing manager, saw the fight unfold. He pulled McCallum aside and asked the question that would rewrite the teenager's story. Why waste your time fighting in the street when you could be fighting in the gym? The gym doors opened and McCallum stepped into his real education. One of his early trainers, whether by brilliance or blunder, gave him a peculiar command. Forget the head, go for the body. Most kids would have resisted, thinking knockouts lived in the skull, but McCallum listened. He hammered away at ribs, livers, and kidneys. Over time, he learned the dark art of beating a man down slowly. He sparred with Jamaican contender Bunny Grant, a local hero and body-punching specialist trained by Sugar Ray Robinson's former coach, Harry Wiley. When McCallum graduated to the Jamaican national team, his coach was Cuban, steeped in that island school of rhythm and timing, bait mistakes, punish with precision. By the time he blended those influences, McCallum wasn't just another prospect. He was something sharper, a hybrid of American grit and Cuban guile, a craftsman forged in two schools, equal parts savagery and sweet science. After just 3 months of training, McCallum won the Jamaican National Championship in his weight class. When he brought the medallion home and pressed it into his mother's hand, she erupted with pride. For the first time, both parents gave their blessing. Boxing was no longer a dead end, but a ticket out. In 1974, McCallum caught another stroke of fate, this time on an American bus. He was headed to a tournament when he struck up a conversation with Tennessee welterweight Clint Jackson. They were competitors, even future opponents, but that mattered little. Jackson would become more than just a rival. He'd be McCallum's bridge into America. 2 years later, McCallum fought his way onto the world stage, representing Jamaica in the 1976 Olympics. His quarterfinal bout ended in bitter controversy, a split decision loss to a German whose face bore the proof of McCallum's dominance. All 5 of those judges were suspended after the games, McCallum said, but that didn't help me any. Determined to win Olympic gold, he postponed turning pro for another 4 years. Still, he knew Jamaica could only take him so far, so he reached across the ocean, calling in a favor from his friend, Clint Jackson. "I told him I didn't know anybody in the States," McCallum said, "but he told me not to worry, that he'd help me out." Jackson delivered. Soon McCallum was in Nashville with Sheriff Fates' boxing team, training alongside Jackson, Johnny Bumpus, and Jerome Coffey. But the transition wasn't easy. He slept in the gym. He slowed down his thick Jamaican accent so people could understand him. He was broke, lonely, and fighting uphill, but still climbing. His turning point came against Emilio Correa, the celebrated Cuban who had taken gold at Munich in 1972. McCallum broke him down and took a decision win. Everyone was looking for somebody to beat the Cubans, McCallum said. They were the strongest country for boxing in those years. They were really professionals fighting as amateurs. When I beat Correa, the Jamaican people were so proud. McCallum took the silver medal at the Pan American Games in 1979, added another national AAU title, and stamped his ticket to the 1980 Moscow Olympics. But just days before his first fight, disaster struck. Severe stomach pain sent him to the doctor, who delivered a crushing diagnosis: a ruptured appendix. The dream of Olympic gold ended before he could even throw a punch. So McCallum reset. With Olympic dreams behind him, he turned professional in January of 1981. Gleason's gym in New York became his training ground under Roscoe Davis, but it was the smaller arenas of Tampa, fighting for Alessi Promotions, where he carved his reputation. 16 straight victories followed, 15 by knockout, as he tore through opponents with precision and menace. "I'm not saying I can't lose a fight," McCallum said. "Anybody can lose. World champions even lose. But to whip me, they're going to have to beat me to the river, and if the creek don't rise, I'll be there first." The boxing world had taken notice. Ring magazine ranked him 10th among junior middleweights, dubbing him the fastest rising contender on the planet. His first true test would come against Ayub Kalule, a former world champion who lost only to Sugar Ray Leonard and Davey Moore. "This was the biggest test of my professional career," McCallum said. "I had to win. To be champion, I had to get through Kalule."
Off a third-round knockout of Carlos Betancourt at Madison Square Garden in New York, late October. McCallum in the white and Kalule in the black. And Purdy, as we touched on at the start, Mike McCallum for the first time going against a southpaw. Kalule actually a converted southpaw.
That's a terrible time to have to learn how to fight a southpaw when you're fighting a former champion who's only lost his last 2 fights in 42 fights. It's a very awkward left-hander. He's certainly given all the American fighters to send over to Denmark a lot of trouble with that left-handed style.
He is a natural right-hander, switched to southpaw after watching his older brother make the conversion, but Kalule's best punch, the right hook, has a sharp jab, likes to apply pressure, good hand and foot speed, lacks the power, though, to finish people off, although he did sting Sugar Ray Leonard a couple of times. Coming off a terrific amateur career, record of 240-10. That includes 3 national titles, place on the Jamaican 1976 Olympian squad, represented Jamaica at the Montreal Olympics, won his first 2 bouts there, but dropped a close decision. Back him up. Back him up. Scoring here in the state of New Jersey on the round system. If the round is even, they go to the 5 points. And the scoring handled by the referee, Joe Cortez. And the goal of Kalule put down. Mike McCallum putting Kalule to the canvas of this opening round. Final seconds of the round.
How's that right hand he's been looking for, and he landed. He certainly shot enough of them.
Late first round, Ayub Kalule put down by that right hand thrown by Mike McCallum. But Kalule getting right up in the final seconds of the round. So McCallum delivering the right hand. This is round 2. Double left by McCallum.
First round was progressing in a rather dull fashion, I thought, rather listless on the part of Ayub, and McCallum looking to land that one shot. With that one shot landing, that right uppercut that put him down, I don't think it hurt him as much as caught him off balance. It woke up Ayub, and when he went back into the corner, Al Silvano, who has been in more movies and fights, I think, was telling him, stick to the body. Go right to the body, quit reaching for his head.
Kalule has not fought since mid-July when he was stopped by Davey Moore here in Atlantic City in the 9th round. That for the WBA junior middleweight title.
Good thumping body punches by Mike McCallum, who's still looking for that right hand. Apparently, he thinks he can land it just flush. He can do good with that left hook if he tries it.
And he has the right hand cocked, the left hand down low, but he's delivering on Kalule right on target. And he has Kalule hurt.
McCallum is so confident of that right hand, he's almost leaning that way. I mean, he's not balancing himself. He's just leaning to punch that right hand.
Lightly jabbing with the left and has that right hand cocked. Right hand by McCallum did not have much on it. Trying to set it up with the left.
Kalule breathing so hard, you can hear him all the way over. It's only the second round, and he is breathing like a wounded buffalo right now.
And we come to the conclusion of round 2. And we welcome you back to the Sands Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Marv Albert with the fight doctor, Bernie Pacheco. Live on NBC Sports World, Ayub Kalule. And the black trunks, Mike McCallum with an undefeated record, 16-0, 15 by knockout. And the white McCallum putting Kalule down late in round 1.
Getting a little low now.
Right hand by McCallum. And again he connects on Kalule. He hurt Kalule in the second round, put it down in the first, and Kalule in trouble again, and McCallum catches it.
Now McCallum just pot shotting, looking for that one good shot.
McCallum scoring well in this third round. From the midway point on, as we approach 10 seconds left of the round, and the legs of Kalule weakening.
Legs look rubbery right now.
We'll be back with round 4 in a moment. Mike McCallum carrying the first 3 rounds. Ayub Kalule, opening in lethargic fashion, was put down in round 1, and nearly went down in the 3rd round. Also appear to be hurt in round 2.
Off of what I've seen the first 3 rounds, a little premature to make a judgment of this kind, but he doesn't look, Kalule doesn't look like he's got much left after those 2 beatings he took from Sugar Ray and Moore. He just doesn't look sharp.
McCallum landing with the combination. Following the foul, there's Kalule again, hit right on target. Following the loss to Leonard, he won by 10-round decision, then won in a first-round knockout. Both fights in his home country of Denmark, and lost to Davey Moore back July 17th. That's his last bout. He's also on the card, knockout artist Tony Ayala. That'll be 9 o'clock New York time next Saturday night.
Oh, those body shots that McCallum was putting in all during that promo, he was pummeling the midsection of Ayub Kalule. Ayub breathing very hard and getting hit by just about anything that Mike McCallum wants to throw in there.
McCallum getting between the gloves of Kalule, then going uppercut.
You know, there's such an interest in the Chez fight. It's really remarkable. Ham shows captured most of the audience in repeated fights, and we really don't know what Bobby Chez has got till he faces a veteran like that. I think it's going to be an exciting fight.
And Bobby Chez will be the subject of an interview in our studio tomorrow during the course of NBC's Sports Special.
Leonard will show the way with his manful retirement right in the middle of all those ridges.
And we approach a minute left in this 5th round. And it's all Mike McCallum. McCallum out of Kingston, Jamaica. Moved to live with relatives in Canada as a teenager before moving to Nashville, Tennessee, where he fought as an amateur. He was guided by 1976 Olympian Clint Jackson. Part of the Clint Jackson stable that included Johnny Bump City Bumpus and 7 others.
How would you like to be Bumpus and be standing in line looking at Aaron Pryor? Would it make you think of going to trade school and finding a different profession? What a wonderful fight last night, as long as we're talking about it. Pryor and Arguello. I can't remember a thrill like that since Leonard Hearns and Ali Frazier won.
Double right hand by McCallum in what has been a non-action 5th round. We'll be back with round 6 after these words. Trouble in rounds 2 and 3. There's Kalule with a combination, and McCallum counters. Oh, good left hand to set up the right again. And Kalule got hit with another left that stung him. And Kalule looks hurt again. McCallum with devastating combination. For him to end it.
Just bouncing everything he wants to off of him.
45 seconds left. 7th round. Another big round for McCallum.
Here's the time for McCallum to press and finish this off.
Kalule looks to be on the way down. Joe Cortez checking it out. Kalule taking a beating in the 7th round.
Well, as long as he keeps punching back, Marv, the referee cannot stop it. Although, heaven knows, he's close to doing so. Cortez looking very sharply at the eyes of Ayub Kalule. And he can't see him too good because there's a lot of red leather in his eyes.
Final seconds, 7th round. Will stay between rounds as Kalule has been battered here. Kalule taking a pounding from Mike McCallum in round 7. Let's listen in on his corner.
How you feel? All right, get the doctor in here. I want the doctor to check him out.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh? Listen to him. I know. I want the doctor to check him out. I want to protect the man. I don't want the man getting hurt.
Nice deep breath. Breathe. Come on.
I think that's okay.
Breathe.
Can I see him, please?
Go ahead.
How you feel? You all right? You know where you are?
Yeah.
Well, I think...
Where are you? I think in the blue plane.
Here with the...
I think we stop it.
That's the man.
See what? Okay.
Stop it.
Okay, I'll stop the fight. Yeah. I'll stop the fight. I want to protect you. I don't want you getting unnecessary punishment. Okay. Okay? Let me talk. All right.
Yes.
All over. As you saw in the corner of Ayub Kalule, the doctor's asking where he is, and no complaint, as you can see from Kalule. He was pounded. And Mike McCallum has continued his unbeaten record, 17-0, 16 by knockout.
McCallum then joined Emanuel Stewart's Kronk Gym in Detroit, boxing's cathedral of the 1980s. Stewart had hired him as a sparring partner during the first Hearns-Leonard tour, then brought him back shortly after. It was Hearns who tagged him with the nickname that would follow him forever, the Body Snatcher. Stewart eventually signed McCallum, and as Hearns' regular sparring partner, Mike sharpened his craft while climbing the ranks. By 1984, he was the WBA's #1 contender for Roberto Duran's title. Duran had agreed to defend against him. For McCallum, it was the fight that could have changed everything. But Stewart, doubling as both mentor and manager, pulled the plug. His loyalty and his payday lay with his star pupil, Thomas Hearns. "I'll never forget that," McCallum said. "With that one fight, I could have been on my way." McCallum was forced to step aside, his progress held hostage by business and politics. He turned down a $240,000 payday against Sean Mannion for the vacant title, convinced he was worth more, only to return months later to face Mannion for less than half the money. He won the fight in a one-sided decision, but pocketed only $100,000 for his trouble. Stewart was blunt in his assessment of McCallum. "He's been a constant problem," Stewart said. "He listens to anybody and everybody. If a guy at the corner gas station tells him he ought to be training one way, he'll do it, until a guy on the next corner tells him something else." McCallum, for his part, felt betrayed, not just by the canceled Durant fight, but by what he saw as Stewart's unwillingness to negotiate step-aside money that could have secured his family's future. He filed suit, seeking to void his contract and claiming millions in damages. And then came the blow that had nothing to do with boxing. His wife, Yvonne Laidley, just 25 years old, was hospitalized for open-heart surgery. Doctors assured McCallum she would be fine. He went back to training for Mannion. He never saw her alive again. She died on the operating table, leaving him to raise their 6-year-old daughter alone. Losing her was the toughest thing he ever experienced. "When she died, that just made me fight harder," McCallum said. He poured himself into the ring, defending his title with a ferocity that silenced critics. He stopped Luigi Minchio in 13 rounds, a man who had gone the distance with both Duran and Hearns. In July of 1985, he defended his title against former Kronk stablemate David Braxton. McCallum admitted Braxton had battered him in sparring, but on fight night, he turned the tables, cutting down Braxton in 8 rounds, while Stewart watched stone-faced from the opposite corner. "He wouldn't even look me in the eye," McCallum said afterward. The politics didn't go away. Critics said he was difficult, stubborn, too proud for boxing's television marketplace. It took him more than a year to get another title defense, this time against the unbeaten power puncher Julian Jackson. Branded a paper champion by Jackson, McCallum didn't bark back. He leaned into it. "I've got to say I know I made a mistake by not fighting regularly," McCallum said. "I'm sorry, and I apologize." After a tough win over Saeed Skouma, McCallum found himself defending his title against another familiar face from his Kronk days, the Iceman, Milton McCrory. Now managed by Lou Duva, McCallum saw the fight as more than just defending his belt. It was about unfinished business, about settling the score with Emanuel Stewart, the man who once guided his rise and later blocked his path. Stewart, in McCrory's corner, had his own gripes. He bristled at the Duva family, who had scooped up the stars of the 1984 U.S. Olympic team with ABC's network money, while he prided himself on building champions the hard way, from the ground up. Mike was a fighter I developed, Stewart reminded reporters, and he won the championship while he was still my fighter. McCallum didn't see it that way. To him, this was personal. He told friends that once he kicked McCrory's ass, he'd be coming for Stewart's next. Stewart, at least publicly, kept his cool. There was no bitterness in his voice when he sized up the fight, only confidence. He predicted McCrory would starch the champion with a straight right in the 6th round. To Stewart, it was inevitable. To McCallum, it was war.
You notice both fighters came out relatively dry, Jim. That would indicate that in deference to the tremendous heat here in Phoenix, neither of them wanted to work too hard in the dressing room getting heated up. They didn't want to waste any energy. They wanted to save every bit of energy they have, and I think that really is the keynote of this fight. Does Milton McCrory, who has tired against Colin Jones in both fights and tired in several of his other fights, have the stamina to stay with Michael McCallum as long as it takes to win? Good left hook there inside. As this first round develops, Mike McCallum is fighting exactly the wrong style to go in against Milton McCrory with. When Milton has trouble, it's from pressure. It's from people who make him back up. If you retreat like this and let Milton get in the fight, he can be devastating, as he was against Doug DeWitt in his most impressive victory since he moved up from welterweight. But if you put pressure on him, if you back him up, then all of his power goes away. Good left hand there by Milton.
This is an excellent start for Milton McCrory. McCallum is known to start cautiously and to start slowly. His manager, Lou Duva, promised us that he would attack in this fight, that he would go at McCrory. So far, that hasn't happened.
Yeah, I was surprised.
A couple of times with the right here already in round 1.
But Milton needs a lot of room for that right. You see the room he's getting for the right and the left in combination. He needs room to put that right hand down the pipe. If you crowd him, if you pressure him, if you're in his face, if he's backing up, he doesn't have the room or the solid foundation to throw that right with power.
That it would begin.
Low blow by McCallum. He has a tremendous reputation as a body puncher. His nickname, the Body Snatcher. That one was low, and he was warned by Joe Cortez. And a warning to McCrory for holding behind the head.
And we'll be staying between rounds here in Phoenix. So McCrory goes back to talk to Emanuel Stewart. McCallum comes over to hear from George Benson and Lou Duva.
Now you're taking the best shot. Now you see what's going on, don't you? You know what you're doing. You're backing up. Mike. Drink it. You're hitting with the shots backing up. Now you know what you got to do with the guy, don't you? Yeah. You got to go forward to this guy. Yeah. Now you got to push him back with that jab. Jab at his chest, jab at his belly, jab at his head. Don't back away from this man. Okay. You understand? Now put pressure on him and make him back up.
Back him up with the jab.
Now keep backing him up with the jab, right?
See, now you're starting to pick up your rhythm at the end of the round. Now you got your rhythm going. Now you're starting to sweat. Now start doing it.
Stop pulling away from punches. You're pulling away from punches. I want you to get down and under punches. Don't pull away from the punches. That's what's making you get hit, see? See, slip punches, right? But keep pressure on him. Keep the jab going, chest and belly. Now, get close, you know what you're hitting. Let's go,
You mentioned that these two men once sparred against each other over a period of time when both fought out of the Kronk gym in Detroit. Mike McCallum left Emanuel Stewart's organization and the Kronk gym because he felt Stewart was unfair to him in engineering a bout between Roberto Duran and Thomas Hearns at a time when McCallum ranked as the mandatory challenger for Duran's title.
And there is a lot of bad blood between Mike and Emanuel Stewart because of that. Michael then with the Lou Duva. Oh, left hook! And Milton is hurt!
Two good left hooks by McCallum.
And Milton is trying to hold on. McCallum, although he's got a tremendous number of knockouts, 27 and 30 fights, really doesn't have one-punch knockout power. But he hurt Milton McCrory with the first good punch he landed in this fight.
McCallum looks much more certain of himself now than he did in round one. You heard George Benton telling him to go forward, and now that's what he's doing. It is McCrory suddenly who's backing up. That left-hand shot changed the fight.
That happens to him when he's backing up. He just has to get off of his back foot with power to be effective with that right hand. McCallum is now reaching Milton McCrory with his punches.
Some fighters are poker faces, Alex, and
you see Milton
McCrory coming back with right hand.
Good left hook again by McCallum. McCallum, the more effective end fighter. Milton McCrory wants his distance. Again, the left hook. You know, Donald Curry ate Milton alive with right hands over his jab. But Mike McCallum seems to find a way to get that left hook home inside. Even though Milton's holding his right up, again the left hook gets home. Milton goes left-handed here. Switches right back.
McCallum has landed at least 4 solid left hooks in this round.
Milton McCrory has no power in his punches right now. He's pushing that right hand. No snap at all.
32 seconds to go in the round. I was going to say before, Alex, some fighters are poker faces. Milton McCrory is a fighter whose face always mirrors his situation in the ring. You can tell when he feels uncertain about himself, and for a while in this round, he had the look of a frightened deer.
Right here, you see Mike McCallum is backed off a little bit, not putting the pressure on Stan. I think he's giving Milton a little rest here that he really shouldn't be. It's tactically a mistake, I think.
Well, this is what McCallum has been criticized for, being overly cautious, overly patient, not having a killer instinct. Begins. Well, the first round belonged to McCrory, and the second round certainly belonged to McCallum.
And again, judge the tempo of the round. When it's a wild round with a lot of punches and a lot of energy expended, it favors McCallum, because I believe he has the edge in stamina. If it's a cool, slow, nice, controlled tempo, it favors McCrory. Now we've reverted to the first round tempo. McCallum at distance, not putting any pressure. Good body punch there. On the belt, a little bit below the belt. Cortez warned him. Mike McCallum doesn't have the stamina anymore. He doesn't have the legs. And he doesn't have the reflexes to beat his man, Milton McCrory.
Blood trickling from the nose of McCrory. Both fighters have landed solid punches in the last 20 seconds.
But still, a slow measured pace, and I think it's Milton's round going in here to the final 45 seconds of the round.
Back him up with that jab! Back him up! Go forward with that jab! Come on! Back him up! Back him up!
You may have heard Lou Duva yelling at McCallum to back him up with the jab. McCallum now starting to go forward and stalk again.
Good right hand counter by McCallum. Milton holds on.
Come on, Mike, back him up, man. Close together. Back him up.
Milton holds on again.
WBA junior middleweight championship fight scheduled for 15 rounds here in a tent on the grounds of a hotel in Phoenix, where outside the temperature is in the high 80s or low 90s, and where the air conditioning system has been barely adequate inside. Both fighters in a heavy sweat.
You have the true Easter spirit.
Ready to go, man. That right hand, go right up there. Come on.
Good right hand counter by McCrory, and he follows it up. You saw the concern on Lou Duva's face. Milton's in too close. He should step back and get punching room. He had his man a little bit buzzed there, but he got in too close and let McCallum tie him up. Good straight left, snapping left from Milton. But again, he loops the right hand and takes a body punch in return.
You make a good point. When he steps up into close quarters.
1-2 by Milton McCrory. And McCallum wobbles slightly.
McCrory starting to put punches together in effective combinations.
And Mike McCallum just is not coming back with anything significant. Milton's wide open coming in. But McCallum just is not able to get off. There's the left hook again that Milton's been eating since the opening round.
And another left
body
hook.
punch by McCallum. It takes patience to throw those body punches. It's not as flashy as the punches to the head. But it's Mike
consecutive wins as a professional, 27 of them knockouts. Don't be misled by that statistic. As Alex pointed out, he is not a one-punch knockout artist. He accumulates blows, many of them to the body, over the duration of a bout, and then tries to finish a weakened opponent.
Mike McCallum is really looking for his first win. I mean, he never has gotten into this bout. I gave him the second.
Come on, back him up, Mike. That's it. Come on, follow the right. Go.
Milton's nose again bleeding, the blood smeared all over his face.
Come on, Mike.
40 seconds to go in the round. Round 5 of 15.
All the aggression here in round 5 by Mike McCallum. Milton bouncing, taking energy away from him, and he's not scoring.
Keep that down.
That was a nice move by Milton. Scored there. He walked into a right hand, and an uppercut, and a left hook. Milton goes left-handed again, switches back right. McCallum trying desperately to keep Milton McCrory backing up, keep him on his back foot.
Solid round, though, especially solid last minute of the round for Mike, the body snatcher McCallum. We begin round 6 of this WBA World Junior Middleweight Championship fight, and it begins with another solid left hook inside by Mike McCallum. So McCallum, who dominated the last minute of round 5 and scored heavily to the body and the head, again begins to back Milton McCrory up.
Lou Duba using every psychological ploy there is, saying, come on, Jamaica. Appealing to Mike McCallum. Oh, low body punch there by McCallum, and no warning I could see from Cortez.
Good straight left inside by McCrory, and what has been a fairly even round comes to a close.
And he's not doing enough, really, to drain Milton. He's doing just enough, maybe, but if he was doing more body punching and being busier, I think he could take a lot of energy out of Milton, and he's not been able to do that.
McCallum now, for the first time, trying to load up the right hand and land a heavy blow. Not necessarily what he does best. Almost to the end of round 7 in a 15-round bout.
Oh, did you hear the thump of that left? The right was low. I couldn't see it. The left was low, but I'll tell you it hurt just from the sound of it.
And McCrory was stopped still for a moment. We'll be back.
2, 5, 7 for McCallum. All one-point rounds, 10-9 on the 10-point scoring system.
Good right hand from McCrory, but the punches which followed up had nothing on them.
Coming up here to the halfway point in this fight, scheduled for 15 rounds, and neither fighter yet has really good right hand lead by Milton. McCallum again, whoa, winging right hand and a left hook behind it. Another winging right hand. We talked about Milton eating right hands from Donald Curley. He's just eating two from Mike McCallum.
And McCrory's eyes are wide again as McCallum moves in to try to finish. Good right hand. Milton's head is bobbing around.
Tremendous right hand and that 4-punch flurry by McCallum. Milton should not be standing there trading. He should be using his legs to get away, but those body punches may have taken away his legs.
He can't move.
Milton left-handed.
30 seconds to go in the round.
Left and a right from Milton McCrory in retaliation.
And another left. Tremendous comeback.
McCrory now backing up McCallum.
McCallum trying to punch through the guard with the uppercut. Gets one through. McCrory hurt again. And the round comes to a close. We will be staying here between rounds. We will be right here.
Duba trying to do everything he can.
And now McCrory has a problem with the left eye as well. So the right eye is partially closed, although not too bad. Apparently there is a nick above the left eye.
That white substance you see there is He just got knocked off. I believe that's Avatine that Ralph Citro was trying to push into the cut, a coagulant to stop the cut, but McCallum with his first punch knocked it off. How much got into the eye, into the cut, remains to be seen.
This is where the accuracy of Mike McCallum's punches begins to pay off. And he's the kind of fighter who can target that.
And this is where the stamina of Milton McCrory, here the eye is open. Wide open.
Yeah, now McCrory's in serious trouble.
And Milton is now no longer pawing at his nose, which is stopped. He's pawing at that left eye.
And squinting the eye and closing it. Cortez looks at him very closely. Milton's got trouble.
That eye is in terrible shape. That left eye cut could be a fight stopper.
Well, Mike McCallum wanted a big victory. A measure of revenge against Emanuel Stewart, one of the men he believes helped to limit his opportunities in his career.
Bill McCrory's got a little piece of tape hanging from his left glove, and Joe Cortez could do him a favor by having that piece of tape cut off, because
He's going to do that right now.
And strength Bill McCrory has left. He's fighting very gamely. There's no quit in him at all.
But it's a window into Mike McCallum's soul as a fighter, that with the blood streaming from McCrory's eye, he went back to the body.
It's a tribute to his brains. Very smart, heady fighter. There he is with 2 punches to the body again. Come on, Mike! Milt McCrory should just be going into a stall right here. He should just be running away if he's got any legs left to try to keep punches off his eye, to try to get back to the corner to let Ralph Citro work on him. Oh, Milt McCrory is dead at his feet. If McCallum can put anything together here, he'll put him down.
Cortez watching closely.
Just guts and conditioning holding Milton McCrory up right now. McCallum cannot find the punches to put him away.
Once again, we will stay between rounds. We are staying right here.
How long it takes to come off. I don't know how much Ralph Citro was able to get into the eye. From Citro's point of view, it was a successful between rounds because the doctor from the Arizona Commission did not go in and make a big point of looking into the eye. He saw it from a distance, did not clean it off himself, and did not delay Ralph Citro's ability to work on the eye himself. So Citro got 50 out of the 1 minute, 50 seconds out of the 1 minute to work on the eye.
And of course you heard Emanuel Stewart saying that he wanted Milton to use his legs. So for now he tries to go back to boxing.
You might have heard Emanuel reference, remember Roger Stafford. It was right here in Phoenix in a 10-round tune-up fight that Bill McCrory hurt his right hand terribly against Roger Stafford. He was clearly in command, but in the 8th round, his right hand just went completely. It was useless. And Bill McCrory got on his bicycle, used his jab.
Body shot. The left to the liver, which froze McCrory and seemed to take all the starch out of it. Round 10. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that, barring any further dramatic developments in this round, we will be taking a station break at the end of this standard. McCallum going in once again.
Milton just pushing his punches now, nothing on him.
And suddenly forgetting the move.
Joe Cortez looking closely. Luzuma screaming, stop it, trying to put the idea in Joe Cortez's mind. But McCrory's still fighting back, and as long as he throws punches, Cortez, Milton is down. Milton, that cut is terrible. No, he should stop this fight right now, and he's done. Mike McCallum ran right over. When the referee stopped the fight, Mike McCallum ran right over defiantly to Emanuel Stewart and told him that he had his revenge.
Got right up in Stewart's face. It was a remarkable scene.
After the McCrory fight, the feud with Emanuel Stewart only deepened. McCallum, still chasing the big name that eluded him, shouted, "I want Tommy. Give me Tommy." Stewart's reply was as cold as it was cutting. He dropped a photo of Hearns with the belt and said, "That's all the Tommy you're ever going to get." By July of 1987, though, McCallum had the last laugh in his own way. He was the longest reigning champion in the sport, a man who had outboxed the slickest technicians and outslugged the hardest hitters. The Hearns fight never came, but a different prize did: Donald Curry. Curry wasn't just another contender. He was, not long before, the man many had called the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He carried the aura of greatness, the polish of a champion, and only one blemish on his record. For McCallum, it was the kind of test he craved, the rare opponent who could match him move for move, thought for thought in the ring.
Obey my commands at all times. There's no question, shake hands, good luck. Let's go.
The word from the McCallum camp is that they want to try to jump on Curry because they're not sure Curry can stand the pressure, but that would be out of character for McCallum to do. Let's see how that works out.
Hunnigan, of course, brawled Donald Curry, Ray, and it was always said that that's the kind of guy that really bothers Donald Curry. McCallum is not, as Larry Merchant said, that kind of guy.
Well, I disagree. I think sometimes a boxer can bother Donald Curry. You got to break his rhythm. Donald Curry is a technician. Good hands. He waits. He sets his man up. Again, and against Milt McCrory, who was moving, Donald threw a picture-perfect left hook. I think here with Mike McCallum, he has to be careful, has to be cautious at all times.
That wasn't a bad short right hand by Curry. And again, we mentioned earlier in Ray's tip of the night that McCallum, perhaps even more than Curry, drops his left hand. Let's watch for it.
I think a punch that probably will work against Mike McCallum is the left hook of Donald Curry's. It's a short and very powerful punch. And I think Mike McCallum has to be very careful about dropping that right hand.
George Benton, who is the trainer of Mike McCallum, said his man is an excellent defensive fighter. There was a good left hand by Curry.
Give him up. Give him up.
Donald Curry seems to be quite relaxed here, very, very comfortable. There was talk that he had problems making him wait. But at the present time, there's no indication of that. We need to see more jabs by Mike McCallum. And what I mean more jabs, I mean up and down.
Give him up. Give him up.
And McCallum draws a warning from Richard Steele to keep his punches up. He is a body puncher, ergo the name the Body Snatcher. He really hammered Julian Jackson to the body before putting him away in the second round. Short left hand by McCallum.
What this game is about, and they're trying to figure out which one of them has advantages and disadvantages, and probing for weaknesses at this point.
And again, we can't talk enough about the fact that in Curry's last 3 fights, butts were a deciding factor in his loss to Hunnigan and in his 2 wins over Montgomery and Santos. And in the first round today, Ray, he is doing the same thing.
Well, I didn't expect that, but again, we've witnessed that in the first round that Donald Curry is coming in with his head. McCallum also does the same thing here, but it's also inadvertently. Oh, for sure, but I think here we find that both guys are being quite tactical and waiting for the other guy to make a mistake. Donald wants to throw, both fighters wants to get that left hook off. They're not concentrating so much on their right hand. It's been with the right hand there by McCallum, but it's been the left hook.
Both have been effective, and a combination by McCallum. And an uppercut by McCallum.
Donald's trying to ride with the left hook, but his timing is off. He's not really riding with it.
Don't push.
See, inside Mike is really a master.
Oh, a big right hand by Curry.
That was a solid right hand, and it buckled the knees of Mike McCallum.
McCallum has never been down.
McCallum's still not steady. Donald needs to take advantage of this, although time is a factor here.
Less than 10 seconds.
It's a solid right hand, Barrett.
Well, Ray, the thing that you pointed out, the left hand of McCallum's that is dropped
throughout his career at least cost him that one punch and a near knockdown. And there was another right hand.
I'm surprised it's the corner of Mike McCallum didn't tell him to bring that left hand up. Bring it back to its place.
Just keep an eye on McCallum's left hand. Watch where he keeps it.
See, Donald is plotting. He's getting in closer. It's like a peep show. He gets in, looks for an opening, and then he drops the right hand.
He got a left hand in there, but he took a left hand in return by Curry. Curry now scoring heavily with the left as well as with that right hand.
Shots proved to be effective.
Another right hand over the left of McCallum.
Curry's punch is a lot smoother, more fluent, whereas that Mike McCallum, I don't know, he just seems to be more lethargic. I don't see the snap behind his punches.
Oh, break, step back clean. Don't spin him, don't spin him.
Curry puts himself in a very unfortunate position by standing side too long.
Another right hand by Curry. Ray, does a fighter just start to get in bad habits like McCallum's dropping the left and just not change them?
I tell you, but I believe in biorhythm sometimes. Sometimes you just don't feel up to it. It's like the Monday morning blues. But you just can't have those things in boxing.
Don't hold him.
I think a double left hook
Could be a factor. There is some swelling over the left eye of Donald Curry. And there was a little bit of a butt there, too.
There needs to be more punches thrown by Mike McCallum. He's being out-hustled. Donald Curry gets inside. Donald Curry throws more punches. And Donald Curry, the last round, controlled the fight pretty much.
Another right hand by Curry and a left behind it.
He's beaten Mike McCallum to the punch. That's what's happening.
And a left hand by Curry. A left hand again by Curry. McCallum almost seems confused by Curry.
Well, as long as Donald Curry's finishing with the left hook or some other punch, he's going to land. Bad mistake on Donald Curry's part. He puts both feet together, he can get knocked down. Here's a good example of it. Both feet are together. He's off balance here. All McCallum has to do is push him backwards.
All right, break, stop.
There's a puffiness over the left eye, on top of the left eye of Donald Curry.
Yeah, that seems to be getting a little bit worse, too. We saw it between rounds last time, between the last two rounds. There was a good right hand by McCallum.
That would definitely turn the tables around. I'll tell you, because it could prove to be a handicap. As the rounds go by, that eye will close, and it will be a handicap. I'm sure the corner of Mike McCallum will point that out.
Come on, punch it out. Don't hold him down. Break, step back clean.
It can only get worse, Barrett.
Right hand a little short by McCallum.
Punch it out. Don't hold him. Punch it out.
I think that's going to turn the tables around.
Break.
Unofficial judge here at HBO, not with us this evening, so Larry Merchant wearing two hats. We come to the fifth round. And we will watch closely the swelling over the left eye of Donald Curry, which got worse in that fourth round. McCallum, even though he's taken more punishment, is unmarked.
There's a great deal of resiliency in Mike McCallum. He comes back.
Left hand by McCallum, counter punch.
Donald was throwing some beautiful combinations here.
again, right up over the top. McCallum is standing directly in front of Donald. That's why he's being hit. He needs to give some hand movement, left and right, side to side. He's not giving angles at all. He's directly in front of Donald. And there is a left hand by Mike McCallum that came out of the blue and put Donald Curry on his back. 10. It's all over, and Mike McCallum is the champion. A classic one-punch knockout. Oh, that was a beautiful punch. A beautiful left hook.
The stronger man won is all you can say.
It just
up to that point, Curry seemed to be dominating the fight. It seemed to be going his way. A one-punch knockout is the last thing we expected to see, because that's not what McCallum is famous for. You wonder if some real weakness had been exposed in Donald Curry.
The highlight reel knockout seemed to mark the moment McCallum finally broke through boxing's glass ceiling. For once, the body snatcher wasn't just the purist favorite or the insider's secret. He was a man with million-dollar paydays in his crosshairs. Promoter Dan Duva talked big. Hearns, Hagler, maybe even Leonard. McCallum wasn't fighting in a vacuum anymore. But boxing is never that simple. The doors never quite opened. Eddie Futch, the wise old trainer, saw the problem. McCallum never played the salesman. Mike doesn't think he has to sell himself, Futch said. He believes his exceptional boxing ability and record is all he needs. He becomes temperamental and surly when reporters aren't quick to recognize his talent, and that has probably hurt him too. So McCallum did the one thing he swore he wouldn't. He surrendered what he had, chasing what he didn't. He gave up his junior middleweight title for a shot at Sumbu Kalambe's middleweight crown. The gamble backfired. Kalambe boxed the fight of his life, keeping his jab sharp, his counters timed. McCallum pressed, looking for the finish, but his punches never landed clean. The judges saw a close fight. McCallum saw his undefeated record disappear. Now without a title and momentum, he was once again the sport's odd man out. The whispers were cruel. Too many miles, too little left. But McCallum didn't accept it. He realized that all the greats had lost before, and all the greats had risen again. He clawed his way back with 3 tune-up wins, then took on Harold Graham for the vacant WBA crown. It wasn't pretty. Graham boxed well early, even dropped McCallum in the 5th, officially ruled a knockdown, though it looked more like a slip. But with Futch now in his corner, McCallum strategically worked the head and body until Graham's legs wilted. A close decision swung McCallum's way, and a title was his once again. Winning that second title was such a thrill of joy, McCallum said. I'd lost, and they said, forget about Mike McCallum. People said it was over, and here I was again, back on top. I was on a high like I was walking in space that night because I had done what people said I could not do. From there, he stacked victories. Steve Collins, Michael Watson, then a revenge mission against Kalambe. 3 years after the first loss, McCallum made sure the second act belonged to him. He didn't dominate, but he did enough, battering Kalambe just enough to steal a split decision. It wasn't pretty, but it was personal. And yet, he was still boxing's invisible man. After McCallum agreed to face IBF champion James Toney for a unification bout, the WBA buried him in politics. They forced him to pay Steve Collins $75,000 in step-aside money before the Toney fight. McCallum complied, but then the WBA insisted on another $50,000. McCallum refused and was stripped of the title. The title came and went, but his hunger didn't. In December of 1991, McCallum faced James Toney. The young gun with Top Rank's promotional machine behind him, the new face boxing wanted to crown. The oddsmakers, though, hadn't abandoned the old master just yet. McCallum entered the fight as a 2.5-to-1 favorite, still carrying the weight of a sport, searching desperately for its next Marvelous Marvin Hagler, the rightful heir to the middleweight throne.
Good exchange.
Oh. They're throwing they got great hand speed. Both fighters, great hand speed in the first round.
And Toney throwing more jabs than we expected.
But Toney looks to be very serious, and as you know, you get that superior complex when you become champion of the world. So he's not feared. He knows he's the champion, and now the thing is to prove pro. McCallum's an old pro.
Yeah.
And I believe that McCallum knows that he's going to try to make this attack, so I think he's prepared for this.
Tony's landed some good, strong rights here in the second round.
Tony is a very dangerous guy. Good puncher.
I'll tell you, he landed a solid right hand. McCallum ate it up and is coming back strong. Wow.
Well, when you're champion, you know, like Tony, he's got to prove something here to the people, I think. Tony's catching real good. He's throwing those punches real well. I like the way he's fighting.
Oh, good Tony with the right.
Ruled the slip.
That was a beautiful double hook delivered by Tony, body and head. And I think that had a lot to do with McCallum going down. That championship can make you a monster. Really.
Exactly.
He didn't look so great in those last two fights, guys.
Oh, he's looking great in this one.
Yeah. Sneaky little counter right hand. Went about 4 inches.
Oh. Nice uppercut by McCallum.
McCallum with the comment.
You know, we've really yet to see the thing that Mike McCallum is most famous for, and that's his body attack. He really...
Exactly.
Tony landed another right hand.
Well, with these type of bodies, and plus there's always a lot of excitement in the middleweight division. Nice right hand.
And Tony came back with a right of his own. Now they mix it up. You're right, Marvin. That's been his bread and butter punch. Another one. And McCallum comes right back with a right of his own.
So it's not catching him solid.
Right.
Oh, another right from Tony.
I mean, he can't.
And the right uppercut, another right hand from James Toney. And McCallum comes right back. And Tony with a right.
Acts as if he didn't get hit.
This is what.
And a strong right hand from McCallum.
This is where the experience comes from.
Both of them landing bombs here in the fourth.
Excellent right hands.
Oh, another one from Tony. And another.
This is turning to be a great fight, huh? Great.
This is some round.
Oh.
Both of them riding out this round. Oh. Boy, that was special. Oh, strong right hand from Tony.
But right now, McCallum's jab has landed 93 times to 60 times to Tony 60 times through 5.5 rounds.
But that's still a lot for Tony. Oh, another right hand from Tony.
But as you know, this moment.
Oh, good left hook.
Good left, yeah.
Oh, good right hand by Tony, and it did buckle McCallum there.
And another right from Tony. And Tony goes after him.
What a chin on McCallum. He got hit with 3 straight right hands.
Well, you can tell that's where conditioning pays off.
Wow. They're throwing with so much power. Either of these guys could really...
Nice right hand by Tony again. He's got a beautiful right hand.
Oh.
Nice.
That was sweet. That was a heck of a move.
Beautiful move. That's where the old experience comes in. I wonder if McCallum... Why? Well, the people are actually...
McCallum's still low. Oh, good right hand from Tony again. Followed up with a left.
Well, what Tony's doing now is he throws that right hand. He's expecting that right hand counter coming back from McCallum.
But McCallum's best punch is that left hook. If he shoots it right, it can be in great shape for this 12th round because they know. Oh,
another right hand from Tony.
Beautiful right hand from Tony. To take such punishment like that, they have to be in tremendous shape. I'm very impressed with both of these fighters.
Another right from Tony. Stronger right hands have come from James Toney throughout this fight.
And Tony puts that shoulder up nice when he wants to block that right hand. He's not. Oh, comes out of there.
Good combination from James Toney. Not a lot of starch in McCallum's punches there.
He seems to be losing a little steam. You're right.
See, exactly.
Good McCallum right hand. Tony tries to come back. Oh. Misses wildly.
Nice moves.
Oh!
Nice move.
McCallum landing in the 9th. Another body shot with the right from McCallum, and Tony comes back at him.
Oh, good couple rounds where he's throwing that many hard shots.
Well,
and the left from Tony.
He can't stay away. He can't stay on the outside, McCallum. He's got to stay closer to Tony.
And just when we were wondering about McCallum, and he smirks at Tony, McCallum comes back with the strong 9th round.
Told him that he was losing this fight, so I expect him to come out more aggressive this round.
Oh! And a bomb from Tony.
And that one wobbled McCallum.
And another right.
Oh!
Tony comes after him here in the 10th.
Oh, my.
Tony landing.
No, but I believe both of them are tremendous champions.
Oh! Left hand from Tony.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I tell you what, both of these fighters will be sore tonight, and they both has earned their money.
Tony's must be asking himself, what do I have to do to make this guy go down?
Nice hook. This is what I was speaking about.
Knocked his mouthpiece out. Tony knocked McCallum's mouthpiece out with that left hook, and there goes Smoger to pick it up. That was a dynamite left hook. Another one.
McCallum is dropping his hands a lot more.
Another right from Tony. Oh! Tony digs one into the body. And the left. Tony trying to end it right here in the 10th.
Nice slip by Tony. Rocking back, coming back with that uppercut. Just some real magnificent boxing here.
This is what McCallum has been doing all night. Do nothing but improve him, whichever happens.
Tony again looking for that knockout punch with 20 seconds remaining in the 11th round. Right hand from Tony. Wow. Just as the round came.
I think McCallum's really got to go for broke here. I've given Tony the last 3-4 rounds here. Oh, good right uppercut by McCallum.
Tony had landed a left hook moments before.
Right. But he followed that uppercut he got hit with, Tony did.
The fight of the year here in Atlantic City.
Oh, yeah. Good right hand by McCallum.
Oh! The left from Tony. Oh! And Tony goes after McCallum. Oh! Oh! The right hand from Tony. And another right into the ropes.
He's got McCallum hurt badly, and he's still got 1:15
and
to
a
take
right
care
uppercut
of
from Tony. McCallum still standing.
Look at that. Recuperative, the best in the business here tonight. This was a great show.
You like to see McCallum hang in there.
Oh! Another left from Tony. And another left hook. That's it. And he goes on punching in the 12th round. What a finish from James Tony.
Oh, my.
Hell of a fight.
You glad you retired, Marvelous?
The official scoring. Gary Merritt scores the bout, 116 to 112. He has it for James Tony. Tommy Kazmarek scores the bout, 115 to 113 for Mike McCallum. Robert Cox scores the bout, 114 to 114. It's a three-way split. Ladies and gentlemen, the bout is a draw. Let's hear.
The first fight ended with a draw on the cards, but not in the minds of observers. Marvelous Marvin Hagler sat ringside and shook his head. James Tony had won, he insisted. The judges had given McCallum a reprieve, but time doesn't grant second chances for long. 8 months later, the rematch told the truth, the first fight postponed. McCallum, now fighting with the weight of age on his back, leaned on tricks instead of legs. He spat out his mouthpiece 3 times, stealing breaths between exchanges. By the late rounds, he was running on fumes, and Tony's youth and sharpness carried the day by majority decision. The body snatcher, once feared, was slipping toward the inevitable. 7 months later, he stopped pretending to be a middleweight. He came back more than 20 pounds above the limit, a thickened version of the man who had once carved up bodies like a surgeon. At light heavyweight, he didn't dazzle, not against journeyman opposition. The big fights weren't coming, The phone wasn't ringing, and the body snatcher was left wondering if the game had passed him by. His trainer, Eddie Futch, didn't waste words. He told McCallum straight, stop acting like a star and start working like a fighter again. No entourages, no ego, just be one of the boys. So he went back to the gym, not chasing belts, just keeping his legs under him and his hands sharp. That's when opportunity called. A title eliminator against Randall Yonker. Unexpected, but the kind of opening Futch had prepared him for. McCallum fought with a chip on his shoulder, punished Yonker, and stopped him cold. The win put him squarely in line for Jeff Harding, the rugged Australian brawler holding the WBC light heavyweight title. McCallum had one last masterpiece in him. With Eddie Futch and Thel Torrance whispering strategy in the corner, McCallum turned Matador. The bull can only charge straight ahead, Torrance said. If you can turn him, you can get him off balance. If you get him off balance, you can stop him. For 12 rounds, McCallum did just that, slicing uppercuts and stiff jabs through Harding's attack, defying both the odds and Father Time. When the scorecards came back unanimous, McCallum had joined boxing's rarefied club, a 3-division world champion. He's the consummate boxer, Futch said afterward. He's a throwback to the old-timers, like Sugar Ray Robinson, that caliber. He's an expert at the science of boxing. I compare him to the old-timers because he can execute most of the things those fellows did in the old days. For a time, the title fit him like armor. He defended against Carl Jones, using his experience to neutralize youth. Writers called him ageless, but the illusion cracked in Paris against Fabrice Tiozzo. A sharp right and short left spun McCallum like a top in the second round, forcing referee Joe Cortez to give a standing 8. McCallum battled back, but the fight slipped away, and with it, his belt. Eddie Futch told him to walk away. McCallum nodded, but then said yes when a career-high purse dangled in front of him. The name attached was too tempting. Roy Jones Jr., undefeated, 27 years old, and considered the best in the world. The opening rounds were chess. By the middle, they were target practice. Jones floored him in the 10th, and McCallum's career seemed all but finished. 3 months later, bloated at 182 pounds, McCallum trudged into the ring for a third match with Tony. The fight was lopsided. Eddie Futch felt sorrow. I told him he had to look for other things to do, Futch said. I told him he was a great fighter. He shouldn't let other people remember Mike McCallum as a stepping stone. And so finally, he stopped. The body snatcher retired and turned his skills to teaching. He joined the Mike Tyson camp as an assistant trainer, relishing the irony of working against his old nemesis, Emmanuel Stewart, in the Lennox Lewis fight. Eventually, he moved his family to Las Vegas, training fighters in the desert heat. On May 31, 2025, while driving to a gym session, McCallum pulled his car to the side of the road. Police found him unresponsive behind the wheel. A champion felled not by fists, but by cardiac arrest. Writers call him underrated, but that word gets tossed around too easy. He was unseen, shoved to the side while the bright lights followed Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, Duran, the golden gods of the 1980s. McCallum showed up too late to crash their party, and too good for anyone to hand him an invitation. But the ones who paid attention, the ones who knew, they saw him. A craftsman with fists, a surgeon of the body, a man who could turn ribs to dust, livers to ash. He gave his body first, sweating out years for paydays that never matched the pain. Then he gave his soul, training fighters long after the announcers stopped calling his name. That's the part most people don't see. How a fighter keeps fighting, even when the ring lights go dark. And when the final bell tolled, McCallum didn't walk off with the riches of kings or the glow of TV champions. What he left was harder to touch, harder to take away. A legacy that belongs to the purists, the lifers, the ones who still believe boxing is a science and a religion rolled into one. The body snatcher handed the sport his body, and it repaid him by chiseling his name into stone. A quick note to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look back at the body snatcher. I can't take full credit for the video. Much gratitude goes to Coach Luis Monda, who shared invaluable insights about McCallum's career and backstory, filling in a lot of blanks for me along the way. Luis trained under McCallum, and I've linked his dedication video in the description box, and it should also be in the lower left-hand corner of this video. I'd also encourage you to check out his videos. You'll find links to subscribe to his channel or follow him on Instagram in the description box below. Thanks again for watching.